You're here for the cheese log. This is where we go on a curdled journey of a novice, learning and tasting the wild variety of cheeses in the world. I'm no expert. I'll be speaking in a simple shared language of love for cheese and hopefully learn the nuanced differences between cheeses, a little history along the way, and eventually learn the language of a cheesemonger. Well, hello there, and welcome to the cheese log. So it's been a minute, and a lot has happened in that minute. We're told to quarantine, but many people are outside working essential jobs, at hospitals as firefighters, and delivery services for those having to stay inside. It can be challenging staying inside when taking it easy can be the right thing to do, especially while others are out there doing so much. It's good to have company. There's no true good way to transition from that to me doing another episode of the cheese log, but now is a good time to watch a lot of dumb videos like the cheese log. All of the cheeses from today's episode were ordered via Amazon Prime. Not an advertisement for Amazon, but a lot of people are still using Amazon, so I thought that this might be helpful. Half of these cheeses don't need to be refrigerated until they're opened, and all of them have a long shelf life. This smoked cheddar started my love for smoked cheeses. You might know Hickory Farms from that magical sample kiosk that opens in the malls during the holidays. I miss malls. The company has been around since 1951 and have focused on gift baskets, cheeses, crackers, yummy mustards, and what most people know it for, the sausages. Well, skip out the sausage because I don't eat meat, and you know what? It's still good without it. Hickory Farms Smoked Cheddar Blend. Ooh. I got a corner piece, which has that beautiful fake smoke gloss over it. It's a processed cheese, but you know what? Sometimes that's just so good. One of my favorites. This thing has a shelf life. You don't need to put it in the refrigerator until you open the package. I'm really noticing how processed this cheese tastes. I loved it as a kid, and maybe it's that during the holiday season we're eating more processed foods in general, or at least I am, and I notice it less, or it bothers me less, although it is still one of my favorites and it's still really good. Yeah, that's tasty. The proper way to do a Hickory Farms cheese and cracker, and I wish I had one of their delicious mustards, but I don't. It's still gonna be tasty. Now that I've been paying more attention to the way cheese tastes, it does taste more like nostalgia, cheese-stalgia. It's not as good as I remember, but I haven't grown out of it entirely. Come the holiday seasons, and when processed foods are the norm, I think this will fit right in. Glacier Ridge Farms Smoked Roasted Garlic Naturally Smoked Cheese. Finding details for this particular cheese was tough, but if you remember, I already did a Gouda episode. Go check it out. Gouda is an unofficial name for a type of cheese, like mini cheeses, but any real Gouda is Dutch Gouda. This particular cheese made it on an online cheese review list and ranked number 3 in processed cheeses. It looks awesome. Again, has a very long shelf life, so we're in processed territory, but they also said garlic, so I'm in. Ooh. Garlic right away. I've noticed a lot of times with garlicky cheeses, sometimes the garlic's a little bit too overwhelming. This tastes like there is cheese that has garlic in it. This is a very good garlicky cheese. It tastes like a garlic spread. Like, it's actually really smooth, even though, like, again, processed cheese. Let's see what this one tastes like with the cracker, which I am super excited for. It's a big cracker. And a big piece of cheese. People like that, right? The chewing into the mic. That's good. That's pretty dang good. I like that. Good blend. Good job, you guys. It's time for bread cheese. This is the one I'm most excited about because I've never had it before. But bread cheese is a Finnish squeaky cheese known by that name, squeaky cheese, and also known as, pronounced Ustapalipa. Traditionally, this cheese is made with reindeer milk But several American cheesemakers have adapted the Finnish original to create a pasteurized cow milk. Originally meant to be dried and last up to 7 years. Yes, you heard me right. 7 years. You just have to grill it to warm it up, and then you can eat it. This cheese is often had with savory flavors or fruity sweet flavors, traditionally served with coffee, or rather in the coffee. Yes, you heard me right, and yes, I'll be trying that too. I'm nervous. We're here to try new things, so. Now there's a few different ways to make this. Grilling it, which is what I did. Cubes, slices, both work. Do one of these. Ooh, what is happening? It kind of does tear like bread. All right. That tastes so much like bread. That is nuts. There's no carbs in this other than like what cheese would have. It grills up like bread too. It tastes like the mildest cheese possible, just blended into a bread. That's awesome. Bread cheese with a cracker? Pretty good. It tastes like we've given texture to this bread. Now the scary thing. So you're supposed to put it in the coffee and let it melt with the heat. I can see all the grease getting on the coffee. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, this is gonna be weird, dude. All right. To tradition. They don't blend, but they do sit next to each other very nicely. The coffee does bring out the breadiness of the cheese. Like, it tastes like there's white bread in my mouth, and there it is not. Ooh, that's gonna be a whiskey coffee in the morning. I'm gonna, in fact, let this one soak and maybe come back to it later. All right, let's try the experiment. Bread, cheese, and coffee. Whoa. Wow. That's a whole new third flavor. But you know what? I'm not gonna say no to cheese in my coffee. Glacier Ridge Farms Smoked Gouda Gourmet Spreadable Cheese. This cheese is also recommended for recipes, potato toppings, vegetable dips, and sandwich spreads. This cheese, although shippable, did come with an ice pack, so you will have to put it in your fridge. If you remove the lid and the film, this cheese is microwavable in its container for up to 30 seconds. This one's handcrafted in America's Dairyland. So, since this is a spreadable cheese, I'm gonna not do a cracker anyways and just treat it like all the other cheeses and then go in for a cracker bite. Spreadable smoked Gouda. That has that Gouda aftertaste. I probably should only eat this with a cracker. At first, it's like I'm taking a bite of just cream cheese, and that's fair because that's what I did to myself. I did exactly that with a spreadable cheese. So I'm gonna have it with a cracker now and give it a fair review. Spreadable cheese and cracker. That's the flavor we were waiting on. That definitely has a smoky taste to it. It comes out a lot more with a cracker. On its own, just don't eat it on its own. It's a spreadable cheese. Stop being weird like me, okay? Like, it's really mild, but it's definitely way more apparent with a cracker. Tastes like Gouda. The good stuff. I'm not a snob yet. There's a lot of tastiness to processed cheese. One quick cheese I wanted to add to the list are these oven-baked Parm crisps. I've had them before, so it feels disingenuous to do a whole segment with them, but I just wanted to highly recommend them because they're one of my favorite cheese snacks out there. These are just really good snacks. I just had to give them a shout out. I've only ever had the original flavor. I would love to try the other flavors. They got shelf life, they got a lot of flavor, they're good on their own, they're good crumpled up in salads, which is how I usually have them, unless I just need a random snack. So much Parmesan. It's delicious. Lots of bite. These oven-baked Parmesan crisps, I can say crisps. 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 I just wanted to highly recommend them to you as something that you could buy because you could eat them plain. They live in your pantry, or crumble them up and put them on whatever you like. They're really strongly flavored and really yummy. And you don't even have to refrigerate them after you open the bag. So really good for times like now where we can't all go to the store all the time. And they're delicious. Cheese is a great gift for those dairy privileged out there. That's all the cheese for today's episode. I hope it helped. Stay in your homes as much as you can right now. Use food delivery services, order takeout from local restaurants and businesses, or grocery delivery services. Whatever you like, just try to stay in as much as you can. But no matter what, tip great and stay safe.